So, as many of you are aware, Caitlyn Jenner is running for the governor of California. She is looking to unseat Gavin Newsom. Now, she went on The View and she was interviewed and she was asked a question about Donald Trump. I want you to take a look at this and then we'll talk about it.
A lot of Republicans in this country believe that Donald Trump won the election and not Joe Biden. Are you one of those people, one of those Republicans?
I'm not going to get into that. That election is over with. I think Donald Trump did do some good things. And what I liked about Donald Trump is he was a disruptor.
But did he win the election?
But he was a disruptor when he was president. I want to do the same thing. I want to go in and be a thoughtful disruptor in Sacramento. We need to change the system.
So, as you saw there, she was asked a very simple question. Hey, look, a lot of Republicans think Donald Trump won the election. Some of them don't, or some of them, some of them don't. Are you a part of the ones that don't, or a part of the ones that do? Very simple question, very simple answer. Yes or no could have answered the question that was proposed. And she completely ignored it. So I'll start off with, she said, I think Donald Trump did some good things. Good things like what? What was it? The tax cut bill where 83% of the benefits went to the top 1%? Or was it when he killed General Soleimani, damn near sparking another world war? What was the good things that he accomplished? Was it giving more money to the billionaire class? I mean, he did the First Step Act, but that's all it was a first step. Anyway, she says that and this is what bugs me the most about politics these days, especially as it pertains to the right, because, by and large, people on the left, whether they're centrist or whatever the case, they tend to be more policy focused, even if they're not, quote unquote populist or, a raging lefty. They're mostly policy focused. But on the right, especially with the introduction of Donald Trump, I feel as though, and this is a fact, honestly, a lot of people like Donald Trump and people like him because they make them feel good. And that is a very scary thing when it comes to politics. When you don't care about what a particular individual is for, you just care about the kind of feeling that they give you. And a lot of Donald Trump supporters felt, I guess, invigorated, and they felt strengthened when he would come out, to his rallies and speak to them. And they didn't give a fuck that he was literally passing legislation that would go against their interest, which is what he did his entire time in office. But they didn't care because he was their guy and they liked him and he made them feel good. Even though he didn't improve their lives, he made them feel good, and that's all that mattered to them. And it's the same sentiment that Caitlyn Jenner is echoing here. He was a disruptor. What the fuck does that mean? What does being a disruptor mean? Like, what does that have to do with the way a person governs? The way Donald Trump governed was horrendous. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. I mean, he was another corrupt ghoul that was in office that passed legislation that was anti-labor force. Among other things, he did not do a good job. He cut taxes for all of his rich buddies. I mean, I don't need to rehash these things. We know what happened. We lived through it. It was 4 years, okay? She says that she wants to be a thoughtful disruptor. So I guess following in the footsteps of Mr. Trump here. Once again, I don't know what that means. Like disruptor as how? It reminds me of how Donald Trump used to brand himself as a outsider. He's an outsider, he's anti-establishment, all these other things. And then when he got in office, first of all, he filled his administration with people from the establishment. And he governed like a typical establishment corrupt Republican. He wasn't a populist at all when he got in office. All of it was just rhetoric. And that's all this is coming from Caitlyn Jenner. It's just rhetoric. She doesn't want to improve the lives of working people. And I mean, I'm not even going to get into the issue of gay rights as it pertains to her being a transgender woman, and she claims to be traditional and what have you. I'm not even going to touch that. But just on the class issues alone, she seems to be awful, much like the former president was. And to top it off, she says, we need to change the system. Change the system how? What are you talking about? There's no substance, no nothing. She's not throwing out any policy ideas. Never mind the fact that she didn't answer a simple question. Are you one of the people that believe that Donald Trump really won the election? I mean, it's a yes or no answer. So just dodge that completely. But we need to change the system how? What do you I haven't honestly, look, I haven't really been following her campaign very closely at all. Okay, I'll be honest about that. But I haven't heard a single policy be uttered from her mouth since she started her run for the governor of California. I don't know what she's for at all. I don't know if she want to raise taxes, lower taxes. What does she think about trade? What does she think about foreign policy? What does she think about healthcare, wages? I don't know anything because she hasn't talked about anything but being a disruptor, apparently. You see, people like this should stay away from politics. People like this shouldn't be allowed anywhere near any kind of office. They simply don't believe in anything. They don't believe in anything at all, but just, the cachet and whatever comes with being a politician other than actually governing. If you're going to be a politician, your number one priority should be governing. No matter what your ideology is, that should be your number one priority, and it definitely doesn't seem to be hers.